Katie Kempner, and welcome to Perspectives here at Advertising Week on the Huffington Post live stage. Perspectives is a series of inspiring conversations with remarkable working women who are leading busy and very successful lives. And right now, I am privileged to be speaking with Kerry, Keenan, who is the Chief Creative Officer of Deutsch, New York. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
So let's just jump in and talk a little bit about your career.
Okay.
And tell me a little bit about what you do and how you got to where you are now.
I was a copywriter by trade. I've been doing this for 20-something years. Started in the very, very early 90s and at BBDO as an intern. So I was hired to basically make photocopies, and I used to take briefs off the copy machine and try to answer them, and I got really lucky, and I guess I had a good answer one day and sold a campaign, like I think 3 weeks into the job.
That's an impressively short amount of time.
Yeah, it was luck. I had some good people who were allowed me to kind of take credit and follow along and learn how to produce something, which I obviously had no idea. I never took advertising. I have no formal education in advertising.
Why are there not more creative directors in advertising at the top that are women?
Right. I don't know. When I started in this business, it was still a bit like the hangover of the Mad Men era.
Right.
So there were literally a handful of women who found a person who believed in them enough to kind of make it all the way. They paved the way for me. I've been really lucky and had both female and male mentors my whole career, kind of 50-50. So I think they're there, but maybe not pushed into the spotlight enough, and I think it certainly is changing. I really don't think that people look at portfolios now and say, is that a girl or a boy? They just say, is it good work?
One of the arguments, things that people say, that one of the reasons perhaps that there aren't more creative directors is because it's very difficult to have such a demanding job and to balance that with having a family.
Yeah.
And I know that you do that.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about how you do that, how you have kids and a husband and balance your family and, still keep a sense of self.
I call it selective neglect. I don't balance. I kind of selectively pick and choose what to neglect for the day or the hour or, the minute. And usually I neglect myself the most, which is common, I think, with any mother, period. And or father, for that matter, possibly. So, but every day is every moment is a decision. It's like you just have to weigh what's more important and what can wait. So that's how I manage it. I think for me, I always wanted to have children, so it wasn't that I got to a point in my career and thought, should I or shouldn't I? I always just wanted to.
Yes.
So ever since I was like a babysitter. So I don't know, I just did it.
So taking this conversation, we were talking a little bit before it started about feminism.
Yeah.
And people now, it seems to be a very hot topic whether you're branding yourself a feminist or you're not a feminist, or Emma Watson talking at the UN.
Yeah.
And I just read something, Annie Lennox saying Beyonce is a feminist light, like L-I-T, and she shouldn't really call herself a feminist. I can't quite understand why the need for how to brand yourself. I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on that.
I know what the definition of feminism is, so I think I am a feminist because it really just means supporting women's rights and equality.
Yeah.
I think somehow it's gotten confused to mean man-hater or even militant. Like somehow the word feminist means there's no middle ground. I mean, I suppose that actually applies to a ton of things today.
I would think so.
Religion and politics and, but in terms of women, I think that, should women have the right to vote? Yes. Should we have, equal rights under the law in all cases? Yes. Should we get paid the same? Yes. It seems really obvious to me, and somehow the idea of wearing lipstick or I'm not, or being glamorous or being feminine has become anti-feminist, which I think is ridiculous.
Yeah. So you said you've had mentors that are men, mentors that are women. How does somebody go about finding a mentor if they want one?
That's a good question.
Or how did you?
I've always asked questions, a million questions, and sometimes people are annoyed, and sometimes people think that's awesome. So people who thought it was awesome took me under their wing, and I just wanted to learn, and I was never afraid to ask a question or to appear stupid, or I remember times in the very beginning where I had, again, no formal education in advertising. I didn't know what a book was. When I interviewed for an internship at BBDO, they asked me if I had a book, and I was like, well, I took a lot of writing in college, but I never wrote a book. I mean, a book, that's like a big undertaking, So to me, a book was a novel, and they thought it was funny. I think they thought I was funny, but I was just probably being sincere. I think the fact that I really always wanted to learn, and I still do. I mean, that's part of the reason that I've been able to do this for so long, is I keep finding new things to learn about and explore. It makes me a little endearing. But now it's super important to me. I just got an email today from a younger woman who I love, and she worked for me for years, and she's like, can you talk to so-and-so, because I told her that you're my mentor and she has questions. And I'm like, okay, sure, of course, send her my email address. But coincidentally, those are just two women. It's very important to me to set up mentorship at our agency. We've done that now. It's kind of a new thing there. I make every creative director mentor a team that they don't usually work with, so they get a chance to interact in a different point of view on stuff. We have, we're really, really strong internship programs. I think it can make or break somebody's career, basically.
I agree. So I just want to end by asking you if you have one piece of advice that has guided you through your career that you could share with us. What would that be?
Be brave. Ask questions. Don't worry what people think. It's not about being a girl, a man, a woman. It's about being good at what you do, and the only way to learn is to ask.
Thank you. It was great talking to you.
Thank you. Really nice to meet you.